Welcome back to the Z Consulting Podcast. We're all about helping you navigate the business world. And one thing we've been hearing a lot from you lately is that you're really interested in launching online businesses. So we thought, okay, let's do a deep dive into that. We found this really great guide from business.org. It's called The Complete Guide to Starting an Online Business. And it is packed with information.
It really is like a one-stop shop. I mean, starting an online business can feel kind of overwhelming, right? There's so much to think about, but this guide breaks it down into these really manageable steps. It walks you through the whole process from like A to Z.
Yeah, I love that it feels like a roadmap, when you're heading into uncharted territory,
hmm
which starting the business definitely is. It's so helpful to have that guidance. But even before we get to the nitty-gritty of setting things up, the guide brings up something super important, like taking a really hard look at your business idea. Because we all have ideas, right? How do you know if yours has legs? If it's actually.
Yeah, that's where the self-reflection comes in. The guide really pushes you to be honest with yourself. Like, ask yourself some tough questions. How big is the market for this? Is this a fad, or is it something that have long-term potential? And maybe the most important question, what makes your idea different? What makes you stand out from the crowd?
Right, because you might be super passionate about, I don't know, underwater basket weaving. But is
Yeah.
there a market for that? Are there enough people out there who want underwater baskets?
Exactly. Passion's important, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough to build a business on. You need a viable market and something unique that you bring to the table.
Okay, so let's say you've got this great idea, you've vetted it, you're feeling good about it. What's next?
Well, the guide talks about identifying your target market, and it actually cautions against trying to appeal to everyone.
Which seems counterintuitive, right? Wouldn't you want everyone to be your customer?
In theory, maybe, but think about it this way. Imagine you're trying to sell
Like a luxury watch.
a really high-end watch to every single person you meet. It just wouldn't work. Some people prioritize affordability. Others are all about functionality. And then there are those who really value craftsmanship and luxury. By focusing on that specific group, the watch enthusiasts, you can tailor your message, your branding, everything to really resonate with them.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So how do you go about defining that target audience?
The guide suggests creating
Like a profile.
exactly, a detailed persona of your ideal customer. Think about their demographics, their interests, what are their pain points, what are they looking for?
So it's like you're creating a character sketch almost
Oh, your
of your
idea.
perfect customer.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
Okay, so you've got your idea. You know who you're selling to. Now the guy talks about choosing a business name.
Mhm.
Why is that so important?
Your business name is often the first impression you make.
That's true.
You want it to be memorable, relevant to your brand, and ideally it should evoke some kind of feeling or image.
Like when you think of Apple, you think of innovation.
Mm?
Or Google. You think of the whole world of information.
Right, and Nike is all about athleticism and pushing boundaries.
And those names are all short, catchy, easy to remember.
Exactly. The guide emphasizes keeping it simple, but also incorporating some personal touches, something that connects with customers on a deeper level.
So maybe a family name, or a location that's meaningful to you, or a word that reflects your values.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot.
Okay, so you've got your idea, your target market, a killer business name. Now it's time to tackle the business plan. I think a lot of people, especially when they're starting online businesses, might think, oh, I can skip this step. It's only for investors.
Yeah, that's a common misconception. But this guide is really clear that a business plan is so much more than that.
What do you mean?
It's a roadmap for your business.
Okay.
It helps you anticipate challenges, stay focused on your goals.
So it's like a blueprint for success. It gives you structure and direction.
Precisely.
Does the guide actually break down what a good business plan looks like?
Oh yeah, it covers all the key components, like your executive summary, which is like a concise overview of your business, your market analysis,
Yeah.
competitive analysis, marketing strategy, and of course your financial projections.
That sounds like a lot.
It can be, but trust me, having a solid plan in place can make all the difference.
All right, so we've talked about the importance of having a strong foundation.
Right.
Vetting your idea, knowing your target market, having a solid business plan. Now let's move on to something a little more creative. Crafting your brand identity.
Oh yeah, this is where things get fun. The guide actually suggests this really cool exercise.
What is it?
Imagine your brand as a person.
Okay.
What are their personality traits? What are their values? What's their story?
I love that. It makes it so much more relatable.
Right. It helps you create a brand identity that's not just visually appealing,
Yeah.
but also authentic and engaging.
So you're thinking beyond logos and colors. You're really digging into the essence of what your brand represents.
Exactly. It's about the emotions you want to evoke, the language you use, the overall experience you create for your customers.
And consistency is key.
Right. Absolutely. That consistency extends to your online presence, which brings us to building your website.
This is where your digital storefront comes to life.
Yeah.
What are some of the things the guide highlights for creating an effective website?
Well, it talks about structure, having clear navigation, site maps, using high-quality images, compelling content.
And what about the call to action?
Oh, yeah, that's crucial. You want to make it super clear what you want visitors to do on your site, whether it's signing up for your email list or making a purchase.
You're guiding them towards a specific action.
Exactly.
The guide also mentions SEO, which is how you make sure your website shows up in search results.
Right, so people can actually find you.
Speaking of finding things, we want to make sure you can easily find us here at Z Consulting. If you're finding this deep dive helpful and you're starting to feel that entrepreneurial spark, head over to www.zconsultant.com. We've got tons of resources and expert guidance to help you every step of the way. Now, going back to the guide, it emphasizes testing and validating your product before you launch. Why is that so important?
Well, it's tempting to assume that everyone's going to love your product as much as you do. But the reality is you need real-world feedback before you go all in. It can really save you a lot of heartache down the road.
So how does the guide suggest going about getting that feedback?
It talks about two main approaches: testing with focus groups and validating through pre-orders or crowdfunding.
Okay, let's break those down. What are focus groups all about?
Basically, you're getting a group of people who represent your target audience, and you're asking them for their honest opinions about your product, its features, the pricing, the whole 9 yards.
So it's like a sneak peek into how real customers might react.
Exactly. You can identify any blind spots, make improvements before you invest a ton of time and money into launching.
And what about pre-orders and crowdfunding?
That's more about gauging actual interest. If people are willing to pre-order your product or contribute to your crowdfunding campaign, that's a pretty good sign that there's a market for it.
Plus, crowdfunding can also be a great way to raise capital.
Absolutely. It can help you get your business off the ground.
Okay, so you've got a validated product.
Mhm.
People are excited about it. Now the guide dives into the less glamorous side of things, actually delivering that product or service to your customers, which can feel pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of moving parts.
What are some of the things entrepreneurs need to be thinking about at this stage?
Well, if you're selling a physical product, you've got to figure out inventory management, shipping, maybe even manufacturing if you're not outsourcing that.
And for service-based businesses.
It's all about clearly defining your offerings, setting your prices, figuring out the scope of projects you're comfortable taking on.
And how you're going to deliver those services.
Right, online, in person, or some combination of the two.
So how do you manage all of this without losing your mind?
The guide emphasizes systems and tools.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
There are tons of apps and software programs out there specifically designed to help small businesses and online entrepreneurs.
Give me some examples.
Well, there's accounting software to track your income and expenses, project management tools to keep you organized, email marketing platforms to stay connected with your customers.
Sounds like having the right tools can make a huge difference.
It really can. It frees up your time and energy so you can focus on the bigger picture.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of testing and validating your product, streamlining your operations with the right tools. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked. The legal stuff,
Ah, yes, the not so fun part.
but super important.
Absolutely.
What kind of legal considerations does the guide highlight?
It really stresses researching licenses and regulations specific to your state and your business structure.
So whether you're forming an LLC, a sole proprietorship, or the partnership,
Right, there are legal requirements you need to be aware of.
and skipping this step can come back to bite you.
Big time.
So don't try to DIY your legal setup. Get some expert advice. Make sure you're doing things by the book.
I couldn't agree more.
And of course, there's the financial side of things.
Another crucial piece of the puzzle.
What are some of the key financial tips the guide emphasizes?
Well, first and foremost, separate your personal and business finances.
Okay, that makes sense.
Get an EIN from the IRS. Open a separate bank account for your business. keep meticulous records.
So you're protecting yourself legally and financially,
Exactly.
and it makes things so much easier come tax time.
You got it.
The guide also talks about finding the right banking solution for your business.
Right. There are so many options these days. Traditional banks, online banks, fintech platforms designed specifically for small businesses.
It's about finding what fits your needs.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the exciting part, the actual launch, we want to remind you that Z Consulting is here to support you every step of the way. We know starting a business, especially an online business, can feel overwhelming. So we've created a ton of resources, and we offer expert guidance to help you navigate the process with confidence.
We're all about empowering entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
We've got blog posts, articles, downloadable guides, even personalized coaching.
So whatever you're struggling with, whether it's marketing, logistics, or just needing someone to bounce ideas off of,
We're here for you.
we've helped countless entrepreneurs turn their online business dreams into reality.
And we'd love to do the same for you.
So if you're feeling inspired and ready to take action, head over to www.zigconsultant.com and explore all the ways we can support your journey. Okay, so with the foundation laid, the legalities sorted, the finances in order, we're finally ready to talk about launching your online business. This is what it's all been leading up to, right?
It is. But launching isn't just about flipping a switch and waiting for the customers to roll in.
There's more to it.
Oh yeah, a lot more.
Like what? What are some things entrepreneurs should consider as they prepare for launch day?
It's about creating buzz, getting people talking about your brand, making a splash.
So it's all about marketing and outreach.
Exactly. This is where your marketing plan really kicks into gear.
What are some strategies the guide recommends?
Well, it talks about the importance of social media, maybe running some targeted ad campaigns, partnering with influencers who align with your brand.
I can see how having that detailed customer persona would be really helpful here.
Oh, absolutely. When you know who you're trying to reach, you can create marketing messages that really resonate with them.
It's about speaking their language, understanding their needs, showing them how your product or service can solve their problems.
You got it.
And the online world offers so many creative opportunities for marketing.
It's not just about traditional advertising anymore. You can create engaging video content, connect with your audience on social media, collaborate with other businesses, even leverage the power of email marketing.
It sounds like there's a lot to experiment with.
There is. And the key is to be adaptable. See what works best for your brand.
The guide also talks about the importance of staying flexible,
Yes.
even after you've launched. Why is that?
Because launching your business isn't the finish line, it's just the starting point.
Okay.
You're going to encounter challenges. You're going to discover new opportunities.
Things you didn't anticipate.
Exactly. So it's crucial to be open to feedback, both positive and negative. It allows you to adapt and improve.
To pivot when you need to.
Exactly.
And having a good support system can make all the difference.
Oh, absolutely.
Whether it's mentors, other entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
advisors.
Surround yourself with people who get it, people who understand the ups and downs of entrepreneurship.
And that's something we're really passionate about here at Z Consulting. We know starting an online business can be a roller coaster,
It definitely can be.
and we want to be there for you every step of the way.
We offer customized coaching, workshops, a whole library of resources, all designed to help online businesses thrive.
So whether you're struggling with marketing, feeling overwhelmed by the logistics, or just need someone to talk to,
We're here for you.
we've helped so many entrepreneurs turn their dreams into reality.
And we'd love to help you too.
So if you're feeling inspired and you're ready to take that next step, head over to www.cconsultant.com.
We can't wait to connect with you.
Launching a business can be daunting, but it's also incredibly exciting.
It is.
And remember, the world of online business is constantly changing.
You got to stay curious, keep learning, be open to new possibilities.
So what does all of this mean? Starting an online business takes work. It takes planning, but it can be so rewarding. And you don't have to do it alone. Z Consulting is here to support you every step of the way. We release new episodes every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Thank you for tuning in to the Z Consulting podcast, where we break down the world of business. Looking forward to having you join us again.